Doing a little intro to let you know. Okay.
Yo, whoa.
So Joe, thank you for making it to episode 420.
Is that what that is?
One of us was late today. It's probably completely circumstantial.
Look, I said 10, then I gave the answer, I said 15.
I'd like to welcome Evan back. Evan, you haven't been true to your word about being here every month, but you have done a pretty good job.
Close.
I'm doing pretty well.
You've done a pretty good job, I must admit.
At like 70%.
Yeah. Which is fair.
Which is fair.
That's fair. That's a fair score. Other than that, I was going to think about something to open up. I am recording this on my daughter's birthday.
Birthday, I didn't know that.
So she's 15 today.
On the road soon.
Yeah. So I would like to really thank all the Patreon subscribers because you helped pay for the therapy of why I wasn't at her fucking birthday party and instead in the basement recording Nerd Rage Radio episode 420 and can't even smoke. You know.
Wow.
In Maryland, now we can recreational.
Yeah.
Can we?
Yeah, but I get piss tested at my job.
Yeah.
Well,
you can't be fucking high and mopping them fucking
randomly, piss tested.
Yeah. Us too, but I've never been randomly.
So you know,
I know anyone who's been randomly picked.
You know what's funny? I actually learned one time it doesn't mean that your name is picked out of a lottery. Did you know that?
I did.
It just means that you could be picked randomly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At any time.
For like the first couple of years, I was like, oh man, I'm rolling a terrible dice.
I used to think it was lottery too.
Yeah. So that's interesting. But hopefully the mopping culture catches on board with the state culture and we can push forward.
I'll be gone by then, but
maybe.
I don't see it happen within the next 3 to 10.
Maybe. We'll see.
I'm hopeful.
You're not retiring in 3 years.
I like to talk about it. I'll be eligible for it. I like to just live
that's
that
nice.
fantasy,
Yeah, that's nice. I was actually thinking recently, like, I had the opportunity to retire at 20 years, right? And right now I have 16 and 6 months or 5 months. And so to me, it's like I can retire in 4 years. Mm-hmm. But 4 years might as well be 5. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. 5 might as well be 10. It's like, why even think about it?
Exactly.
But I saw somebody that got hired the same date that I did, and they were like, I happened to see him. They're like, "What's up, man?" They were like, 3 years and 6 months, and I was like, "Oh shit, 3 might as well be 1.
Yeah,
1 might as well be tomorrow.
That's just close."
I was like, "Fuck, that's crazy." That's insane. I did have one other thing to talk about before we get started, and that is on Patreon recently, they just created this feature called Collections.
Okay. So
I've gone through this morning painstakingly, once again, speaking about that therapy bill.
And so today.
Yeah. And I created collections on Patreon for like the more popular shows. So like Dummies
like playlists.
Yes, exactly. Dummies Uncut is there. Sit Down Saturday is there. And Kitchen Table is there.
I need to get on that.
Yeah, you do. Wine and Cheese. What else did I do? Oh, Bobby Boogie Bop and Shop Talk. So you can go on to the Patreon now and click the collections tab, and under that is like everything organized by pocket. And I'm thinking about going on and doing like, G.I. Joe Classified, Magic Square, New Age, you know what I mean? So like everything, Hot Toys. So like, if it would make it easier for people, to like, I don't know if the reviews are as much go-to there as much as the pod. So I don't know. I'll talk to them and see what they want to do. But, Joe, you got your coffee first by a long shot, I might add.
Only about like 10 to 15 minutes.
Evan, how's your nerd couple months been?
It's been great, actually.
Has
it? Great.
It?
Yeah, it has been. Just for different reasons. Like my nerd stuff has shifted a bit.
How so?
In the sense that I'm way into plants to the point where it's...
Speaking of 420.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. I buy new plants like every other week or so, and I'm spending what I would spend on
collectibles.
Bro, plants are expensive. My wife is in the plant. She has over 60 plants now, but like sometimes she'd be like, "Oh, this shit is like $40, $50."
It adds up. Really? It definitely adds. I spent like $80, $100 the other day at this one shop, and that's normal. And like I know every time she sees me coming in, she's like, "Here's the money."
And then you gotta buy shit to like take care of them.
I take care of them. I love it.
You gotta get like plant foods and fucking
everything.
sprays.
I just ordered some Paralight on Amazon, so I buy all my stuff and I love it. That's like my therapy, so that's why I've been really into it. It's calming. It's something to do. It's a hobby.
How did it start? In detox yet? Because my wife has hers in detox.
No,
she has
not
2
yet.
detox for fucking plants.
I'm looking for an indoor a mini terrarium.
Yeah, because instead of like the regular like display lights, she has like grow lights
on each I love
one.
That actually, dude. I would do it.
When how did you get into this?
I've been into plants for years, like literally years since I was a kid.
Really?
Oh, I didn't know that.
When you had to go to outside and like pick like a leaf off the tree or whatever.
What kind of leaf?
A maple.
What kind of plant would you say I'd be picking?
I don't know, sassafras.
Something southern.
Thick molasses.
So, dude, I think my mom got me into it. I remember she bought me some Morning Glory seeds years and years ago. I must have been like 9 or 10, and I watched it grow, and I was like, start and so get my own space. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I just pick up what's interesting me, what looks cool, like not typical shit. And I just, well, okay, let's see if I kill it or keep it.
Yeah.
And I've been getting better and better at taking care of them and whatnot. So it's one of those things where I get unique plants. I try not to have 2 of the same kind. Maybe that's why I like Pokemon too. It's weird. it's
Gotta catch them all.
You know?
I did hear a bit about you keep popping up in other people's feeds as a Pokemon group. Like they've changed the way that things do with the groups now.
Yeah.
So like a lot of people have been like, man, I keep getting notifications that Evan is like caught some new Pokemon.
It's so funny. It's weird. That's another thing. So another thing I'm into is fitness now, right? Mm-hmm. And so what goes along with that, start taking walks. And so I downloaded Pokemon Go, and I'm like, fuck it. I'll knock out a quick 3-4 miles, easy, just walking around the neighborhood.
Catching Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly. My wife was like, I want to download that too. She's like, you've been getting out walking like first thing in the morning. I was like, I just need to get moving, then I can get in the gym. And it helps out a lot. Mm-hmm. And so I'd say whatever keeps me out of trouble, man. I just plants Pokemon and I make candles.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. It's been a wild year for me. I started making candles.
Do you ever think
this
about
is like
all
shit that people was doing like 3 years ago when COVID started?
Yeah.
Pick up random hobbies.
Do you ever think
COVID's over now? Now
Started
you're picking up
making
random
bread from
hobbies.
scratch.
Do you ever think about all the things you have in common with white women?
So I've got this potato salad recipe and it involves raisins. Hang on. It's funny because I tell people my interest now and they're like, how old are you?
Yeah.
I'm not even 40 yet. But it's like certain things I just, whatever keeps me chill. Of course, the fitness stuff and the house stuff. Like I'm currently remodeling a bathroom that my wife kind of tricked me into doing. We had gotten an estimate on it. I'm fully fine with outsourcing it. I know what I can do, but I know what I don't want to do.
Right.
And so we got the estimate on. I was like, okay, cool. When can y'all start? Type thing. And she's dragging her feet. She's like, you know how to do that. You could do that. Don't you know how to do electric? I was like, yeah, but I don't want. And she like pumped my head up too. She's like, I think you could do it. You probably do it better than they could. I was like, probably. And so here we are. And so I said, you want to do this? And it's always funny when you ask your wife, you want to help me with this project. It starts off way up here. Like, yeah, we're going to do this. And it slowly petered off to where it's me doing the project. And she's over in the bedroom. How you doing in there, babe? So
no.
It's funny. It's like 75% done. The vanities and the plumbing was the hardest part. Not the most annoying part. I hate painting. That's my biggest pain in the ass is painting. But I did that, painted the bathroom, changed the light fixture, changed the vanities, changed the outlets, the light switch, put a dimmer in there. I think next I got to put some decor on the walls and stuff like that. I can't just have it plain. So I'm on Pinterest a lot looking at different ideas for how to do the decor.
I just spent the last little bit of money that I had in savings on art for my living room. I'm redoing my family room.
Really?
Yeah. And we're doing it like I don't know, like we talking about the machine last week and so on and so forth, and we have not that we have machine shit in there now, but we have a lot of like hand-me-down stuff, and we were thinking about when we do put a proper room together with our shit to like, I don't know, you buy like the shit you're supposed to buy, like the color couch you're supposed to buy, and it's supposed to have, one recliner on it and one chaise lounge.
All that stuff. Yeah.
Just like the things you're supposed to do because you're supposed to do them.
Not have a king size mattress in the living room, I guess.
Not have a king size mattress
what you're supposed to do.
In the living
room.
room.
Do what we want.
So like, same thing. So we did like it's a representation of us. So it's like, it's music. It's all music. So we bought this canvas of like all these like, they're like radios and boom boxes like stacked on top of one another. But this motherfucker is huge. It's like 54 inches long.
It's not in there now, is it?
No.
Okay, I didn't.
It just shipped today.
I got you. Okay.
And then one is a blank cassette tape. And then there's like a few little, bells and whistles here and there, but a lot of money.
Art is expensive, but it's when it comes together and you get it up, it's absolutely worth it.
Yeah, well, making something, man, like making I think, I'll be honest with you, I think it came from here. It came from the basement, because I curated a space down here.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, man, I like making a vibe, and now I'm like kind of addicted to that. So it's like we go upstairs and start fucking around with shit. I'm like, man, why don't we get rid of this? Paint this. I was like, we'll choose a loud color in here, and like
come into the interior design world. I'll help you out.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so like, we have like the dining room is like basically like a family history room, and then the library, which is really it's supposed to be like a formal living room or a sitting room, but we just use it as a library, is all like our history. So like it has like maps of like where we live, where we grew up, and everything in it, and then the hallway is going to be like a transition from both into the music room, and then then the family shit is in the kitchen.
So what's with the East Wing? What are you going to do there?
I'm curating underneath, find some place to put my Batmobile.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sure you're going to get a butler too, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's his name going to be? Lamont?
No. No.
Speaking of which,
just Lamar.
So. Speaking of which, before we got on, you asked me what room I'm supposed to be remodeling. I said the bathroom. You say, okay, bathroom. I was like, yeah, the primary bathroom.
I had to think about that shit. I was like, I'll tell you what went on in my head with that. I was like, if I had to label a bathroom as the primary bathroom, because I was trying to figure out what bathroom it was. Mm-hmm. And I was like, it's probably the first floor bathroom, because that's the bathroom that people primarily use.
Powder room.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So then I was like, oh, well, then it's either that or the master. Oh.
Look, when I say I could see the gears turning, he's like, oh.
That's exactly what happened there. Me putting the pieces together. But
so I'm trying to get used to saying, because obviously my wife's a realtor. Mm-hmm. And so in the real estate world, they've had to start changing that terminology. So they don't say master bathroom anymore, rightfully so. It's more so they say primary bedroom, primary bathroom. That's within the real estate world that they're doing that. So, and he said, pay attention next time you see a house listing or something like that. Yeah. They're slowly changing that.
Do you think they'll change it from the Masters and golf? Just like the...
Depends on how many black people play.
Actually, it probably doesn't. It probably depends on how many black people start buying merchandise.
This is true. Fine.
Yeah.
Let one in.
Yeah. That's usually why things change. To keep the dollar rolling.
Money rules everything, man.
It's something else.
I'll tell you what.
It's something else.
If I can just get a little piece of it.
Yeah. Oh, you've got plenty.
I mean, I don't have a sandwich maker, so I'm working on that.
Flex on him.
You can swing that.
Yeah, I'll take out a loan.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What else?
I've tried to go to the movies on a semi-consistent basis.
What'd you see?
What was in theaters recently?
Did you see Blue Beetle?
So I was going to say that. I bought a ticket for Blue Beetle. I was in a theater for Blue Beetle, but I fell asleep.
That's fair.
So I have to see it again.
Did you see Barbie?
I did not.
Did you see Oppenheimer?
Did not.
Did you see...
Didn't care about either one of them.
Transformers. It's another one that was...
I wanted to. It was on my list.
So what the fuck did you see?
I saw the Flash.
Blue Beetle.
I saw the Flash. I bought a ticket for Blue Beetle.
Oh, the Flash. That's the one I forgot.
To be fair, the Flash, I waited because I wasn't... DC is just in a place right now, and I'm just not excited about
it's all in a place.
Everything's in a place. DC, I think, sometimes more so than anyone else because they just shit the bed so consistently. So I waited for the Flash to go on streaming, and I watched it. And I watched it at work, which is funny. That's how much how many fucks I gave about it.
Right.
I didn't like it.
No, it's not good.
bad.
Blue Beetle didn't
It's awful.
care for what I saw.
Oh, but it is. I put you to sleep. That's good.
Like,
It's
I
just
haven't fallen
soulless.
asleep in a movie theater in a long time.
I was just talking about it last week, and I was like, look, Blue Beetle does everything right, and that's why it sucks.
Wow.
It checks all the boxes.
Yeah, it's
And that's all it does.
Yeah.
All it does is check the
cookie cutter
boxes.
type stuff.
Yeah.
I would love, and we've talked about this before. They need to just do a hard reset and focus on villains. I would love to see more villain centered stories. Like,
Or-
I want them to win.
Or hard set and start with Batman.
Yeah, well, that's.
You know, like-
I think everyone expects that.
Yeah, but he gets the job done.
Gets butts and seats.
Yeah. You know, he does.
Somebody needs to do something different.
Yeah.
I really think a villain-centered universe type thing, and then bring the heroes in later. But dude,
Yeah.
some of the villains, I would love to see them just murk some motherfuckers and just like win.
Yeah.
And you don't go out there feeling good unless you're a sociopath. But you're
Right.
like, eventually they're gonna get their due. And
We do have a little bit of Batman news today that we're going to talk about. Like, we'll talk about it. I'm already like, oh boy, check please.
well, thankfully, I don't have anything else for my nerd week.
No?
I'm
Watching any shows? Not watching any shows? I feel like you're a show kind of guy.
So you're gonna say something. I can't even dress it up what I'm about to say. So it's funny because you're gonna look at me like, oh, really?
Good.
So my wife recently got into watching Tubi movies.
Okay.
And so I started watching Tubi movies too. And
So I watched a Tubi movie.
You did?
recently myself.
okay, it's kind of like UPN.
Well, so they carry everything. It's up to the person, right? So like it's like a YouTube basically, but it's a YouTube that you can't upload to. They have to like choose, or you have to like be like I guess apply. And then they're like, yeah, sure, and then it's paid monetized wise, like just like ads and.
I guess I should have been specific. We started watching the low budget bad Tubi
Okay,
movies.
what are you watching?
Yeah. I can't even tell you the name of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're bad. Like, it's weird, almost like they were produced in the slums of Nigeria or something like that. And it's
might be.
They might have been. Why are you running?
Like I watched a Mary J. Blige documentary on Tubi just recently.
Really?
Yeah, and I was a bit disappointed because it's really well done, but it pretty much only covers What's the 411 and My Life, which is fine.
Yeah.
I mean they're her two biggest, most important albums for sure, but What's the 411 was in 1992. I think My Life is 94, 95 at the latest.
missing
but
a
I wanna
large
say-
chunk of her.
But she just put out an album in last year. So
Yeah, and she's been in TV and movies. and
oh
stuff.
yeah. So what happened from 94 to 2023?
Not a damn thing, apparently.
So that was unfortunate. I mean, I know that My Life is where like the bulk of her drama is, but it was a bit of a bummer. I was like, oh, I guess that's it.
Yeah. Guess it wasn't her life.
No, but
part of
just,
it.
just part of it, just part of it, just like the most successful part.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Do you just choose to watch these bad things, or are they so bad that
No, that's
they're
wife.
good?
That's
My
wife.
wife. That's
Yeah,
my
that's-
wife. It's literally, I tell her, why are we watching this shit? And she's like, oh, it's good. You got to watch it. And I'm like, I'm just laying in bed. I'm tired. So, and then how
Captive audience.
well, you're laying down and you hear it and you look over like, what happened there? And you slowly just start watching. And so that's how it keeps happening.
Yeah.
So it traps you. It definitely traps you. But I haven't watched any newer shows. I don't think anything really that piques my interest has come out recently. I think if I had to pick a nerd related show that's coming out soon, it would be Loki season 2.
Okay,
Oh, is that what?
that's not out there, right?
No, I think
Okay.
this month. It comes out this month.
Is it after Ahsoka?
I guess so. I'm supposed to be watching that.
So not. I'm going to be when
I
it's
watched the
over.
first episode.
What's Ahsoka? I'm sorry.
It's
Star
a Jedi
Wars.
character from Clone Wars, played by Rosario Dawson.
I got you. All right, so cool. We're good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I actually feel like it might be received fairly because I haven't seen a whole bunch of hate, but I haven't seen a whole bunch of love about it either.
A lot of indifference, maybe.
A lot of like, it's not bad.
It's fine.
Is it oversaturation of?
I think the whole thing is oversaturated
I
at this
figured.
point, and I think unfortunately it's oversaturated with mediocrity across the board.
Yeah. So when something good does come along, you're like a lot of people aren't really paying attention.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and it's been. I mean, like I think Andor is kind of a good example because Andor was really good, but it doesn't really get talked about in the same way. Sometimes people forget. You know, I'll be talking to people about Star Wars. I'm like, yeah, well, Andor was pretty good. But oh, that's right, Andor. You know what I mean? Like it's like because like there's just so much shit out there, and you're used to so much of it being bad or like boring or like, you know, that you don't really, you know, think too much of a snooze wars, more and more like it. You know what I mean? But, so I'm not really impressed with anything. I watched the first episode of Ahsoka. I'm going to try to watch the rest, but I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Pickleball. I'm sorry.
Oh, you've been playing some pickleball?
I have.
It is fun.
It is. It's fun. It's
Good, wholesome fun.
It's great. Great with friends. Good time with friends. Except when you play with people who are like so much better than you.
Uh-huh.
So I play with sometimes people at work, like when we have downtime between mopping, and it's different playing with people at work because I feel like I'm a pretty good athlete at work. But then I'm in this group now outside of work, with guys that work in a neighboring mopping facility, and he's got like in Baltimore, and these guys really play.
Oh yeah,
and so now I'm feeling like, oh shit, I'm like bad apparently, but they have these serves and the technique. They got custom
Get the
paddles.
fuck outta
Yeah,
here.
they have
Like on the
custom
pickleball.
paddles and shit. And what's worse is that they're good. They're really good. But then we go at the pickleball court and there's a bunch of old ladies there. These old ladies whoop my ass. Like, and you think you're taking it easy on them, but trick, they're taking it easy on you. And then when they start to get going, because I started talking shit. I'm like, oh, you need a break? I was like, I don't need a break, baby. Fuck you up. They fucked me up. Like, it was wild, and it's humbling.
I'll tell you, there was a sport that I saw one time in Florida. I like went to it. I was there with my dad, and he bought tickets. He wanted to go see it. So
Gator racing?
No, that's I would have rather seen that probably. But it's like these guys, and they wear like they're almost like these huge like. Do you know what I'm talking about? They're like
The
they're
curve
like,
things.
They're like
you whack the ball. You throw the balls.
yeah,
with?
they're like curved, like wicker basket
Blanca,
type.
but-
Like but they're like curved, and you like and they fucking sling these
That
balls.
shit goes
so to
like
speak.
100 miles an hour because of that.
Yeah.
That's so Florida.
That's so.
Yeah.
I know a game similar to that where you have like the thing you're holding it and you throw it and it cradles, but I've never seen the one
Yeah,
where it's
so
an
attached
actual
to the
piece
arm,
of your
yeah.
body.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a hook. It's the best way I know how to describe it. I don't know what the fuck it was, but I was like, God damn, they're fucking throwing those things fast. You know?
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah.
It would be Florida too.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, they that's just something else.
Florida man.
That's just something else kind of state. Go ahead, Joseph.
Oh, well, as of 2 nights ago, I'm more than like about 3/4 way through my second playthrough of Armored Core 6.
Okay.
As
Of 3, right? You're supposed to play it 3 times?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm 3/4 of way on second run. As of the last time I played. I signed on this morning. Apparently, I'm only halfway through my first playthrough.
Oh, really?
I lost all my saves.
Wow.
I'm so mad. I'm like this whole spent whole morning just mad, just trying to fucking catch up. And also sucks because I was already starting to do some trophy stuff, some of the challenges, and some of them like literally took me an hour and a half to
That
get
sucks.
like S rank on. I lost all of it.
How does that happen?
Apparently, well, I assume this game autosaves like most modern games, but because it's also built for the console, it doesn't autosave after like every mission like it normally does. You have to like, and there's no manual save in the game either. There's like no option to like save. You have to exit the game. And when you exit the game, so it's like saving and exiting.
That's stupid.
I did not know that. Nobody, I went online, it's like everyone has had a huge issue.
Oh my goodness.
So anyone, like, not much of a problem for console players because usually people fucking turn the shit off. But for PC players, PC Master Race like myself, the computer just goes to sleep and you come back and everything
where you left off.
exactly where it left off. But when it sleeps after a while, the game disconnects itself from the server, and I didn't know that because I've been playing every day. So like apparently I haven't. It hasn't been long enough for it to reach some kind of cutoff point, but because I didn't play yesterday because we were hanging out. I mean, my wife was hanging out all day. I didn't end up playing at all. I signed on this morning. It was.
Did you try to? There's an upgrade for it called a PlayStation 5.
I'm planning to get a PlayStation 5. I'm definitely getting it at some point. Whenever Final Fantasy 7 comes out.
Yeah.
Next one. Or if it's a good deal at Christmas, or whenever the slim version comes out. It's
Slim, I got
yeah,
the fat
it's
version
due.
now, but yeah, they need to do it.
It's like always like a cycle, and then a couple of years they're gonna have a 6.
Yep.
Or Black Friday.
Oh yeah, Retail Friday. Yes.
Dude, dude. Speaking of that, as of yesterday, I was already getting ads of Black Friday on my fucking street.
Dude, I saw
on my
Christmas
feed.
stuff up. No shit in the end of
That's
July.
Costco has Christmas stuff in there
Yeah.
now.
That is stupid.
Last week of July, I saw Christmas shit up.
It's crazy, man.
I guess
Crazy world.
September is the cutoff because I guess because it's beginning of September. I don't understand how we have like Black Friday ads. Mm-hmm. Like it's getting out of hand. Like it's getting
Start
ridiculous.
early and early every year.
But it's got to stop at some point.
Yeah.
But well, just like most things, you can't blame the system or the people. You got to blame. Well, you can't blame the system. You have to blame the people who buys into it.
Yep.
Like it only exists because
We buy into
Supply and demand.
I don't. But
it. The machine.
That's it.
The machine. The machine takes no survivors.
I watched two movies. I say one of them is whatever. This Shin Kamen Rider. I just watched it because of nostalgia feels. It's like it's not good unless you're into Kamen Rider or into like really wacky Power Ranger type shit.
Right.
I watched it just because it's like a kind of a remake homage of like the old one I watched when I was growing up, and that was the only reason I watched it. And I enjoyed it for that, but it's not good. But the other movie I did watch was good. Netflix only, so you put it on your list.
Okay.
It's called What Happened to Monday.
What happened to Monday?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no way you will guess what this movie is about.
Let me see. What happened to Monday? In a futuristic world, we have gone to a 4-day work week and no longer have a case of the Mondays because Monday is part of the work of the weekend. So people can't complain about Mondays anymore, and therefore it's what happened to Monday.
That sounds like an amazing world to be in.
It does.
When are we getting there?
That's all I got. Or something goes wrong with the license holding of the Bengals. And
The Bengals?
Yes.
Like the football team?
No. And and their whole catalog gets taken off streaming, and it's a documentary about them fighting to get Manic Monday back on streaming.
I like these guys.
Both good concepts. Both really good concepts.
Discussing games. What the actual movie is in the not too distant future. We got that right. Overpopulation has gotten out of hand. There was like 10 fucking billion people in the world now.
believe it.
There's food shortage and stuff. And they genetically engineer crops.
Just because we can't do abortions anymore, you know?
Yeah, right.
All right.
Yes. or mandatory sterilization. But so like they started fucking with the crops to make more food. But then the food, the side effect of these genetically engineered crops is that when you have kids, you always have multiples, like 6 or 7 of them at a time.
Okay.
So that makes the problem even worse. This is all in the first 5 minutes of the movie. I'm like, it's already a wild concept. So Glenn Close, is that her name?
Yeah, I mean, that is a name.
Came
That's
along.
you know, she's somebody.
Old lady.
Yeah.
Actor.
Yeah.
She's on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Came along and be like, look,
She kind of, for what it's worth, she favors my stepmother in some ways. Facial structure wise.
okay. I was like,
Not as like a person.
okay. She came along and was like, all right, we're going to come up with a system where everyone can only have 1 kid. Any siblings, there's no siblings anymore. Any siblings get put into...
I want to warn you, the spy balloon was just the beginning. Next, they're sending the Chinese alien ship.
Except Glenn Close is a white lady.
I was gonna say, is this a documentary? 'Cause it sounds like investigative journalism.
China takes over the world.
So any extra kids you have...
Especially the girls.
I'm not sure if it's a firstborn thing or you choose. Because like if you have multiple, I think you get to choose one to keep.
That's weird.
And they put the rest of them in cryogenic pods.
Which one would you choose right now?
Oh, you only have one. Look, because
this is with the understanding.
This happens in the movie, right? So they fight like you try to hide them and stuff. Everyone's
This
ID
is with
bracelet.
the understanding that it could change tomorrow.
Yeah.
But right now, if you had to save one.
Yeah,
Which one would you
they
say?
just kick down the door. It's like
Yeah.
Have my
What?
wife choose.
Oh, boo.
That's the safe answer because this is being recorded.
So, I don't have it. It's Jaina.
yeah.
That's who I would save today. Yeah, yesterday might have been the baby. The day before might have been Selena. But right today is Jaina.
It's because it's her birthday.
No.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but it could be a birthday gift. But she could take out the trash and do the dishes.
Utilitarian.
If I had to pick one for like as far as responsibility wise, and the other one gets frozen cryogenically.
Yeah, they
frozen
say
till
like,
later.
they come busting down your door with guns and like you get to keep one kid.
I'd say freeze Zach, keep Zoe out.
There you go. There you go.
No,
Take that, Zach.
But this is recorded, by the way. You can play this back in the future.
I have
for your
reasons
kids to listen
for it.
to.
Zoe's mature right now, so I'm like, okay, she can do a lot of the things that I would need her to do.
Yeah, and it seems like this world is in a sketchy place. Like I need somebody I can depend on to
Yeah,
get us through this.
Zach's so sweet and he's sensitive, and I think the world
Just
as
spare him. Spare him the
Spare him,
the tragedy.
Hey, freeze, sleep
I
for a
mean,
little bit, and then
That's what Glenn Close said. Glenn Close said, we're going to freeze this kid till we get like this world figured out, and then we'll unfreeze all of them and go from there.
That's gonna be weird though, because when they wake up, they're younger than their
And also, like, who knows how long before the world is fixed? It could be 100 years from now, and they have nobody. But I mean, that's the concept, and
It's a movie.
this movie.
Oh shit, I'm gonna watch that when I get home.
And then, but Willem Dafoe came along.
Oh,
That's
shit.
like a lot of good big names.
All the kids look like him.
But
Him and Steve Buscemi.
whichever kid looks less like is the survivor.
he was a decent looking younger man.
Something happens.
I'd have to see.
But that, I mean, he was in Platoon.
Yeah, I feel like he looked a little
Sorry,
strange
fucked up.
back then. Just strange, not like there's a beauty in strange to me. Like not necessarily him, but like I'll tell you like who was the girl that was Juliette Lewis? Lewis. Like she doesn't look normal, but there's a beauty to it. Do you know what I mean? Like it looks like
That's just one really popular girl right now. She's in a lot of things. I feel like her eyes are like super fucking far wide apart. People think she's hot.
oh yeah. I mean I believe it.
Trying to think of who that is.
Handmaidens. Is she was
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
like-
yeah. She has a weird face.
yeah, she has a weird face,
but she's not.
She's found to
ugly
be
or unattractive.
right.
Much.
Straight beauty in strange.
Yeah. Like there's that, man. Like it's like every now and then like you'll see like like somebody with like a fucking scar or something, and you're like, man, there's something fucking beautiful,
Cool
about
about
it.
it.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's so much.
There's also
so
bad
much
scars. So I had to
sameness.
move Kylo Ren's scar on the second movie.
But if you look at social media, so many people look the same. Like especially women.
Like all the Korean, but like
I'm not gonna touch that.
all the Korean fucking like plastic surgery people all end up looking the same.
Yeah, they look way different than
People
the
get
Chinese
surgery
ones.
and everyone looks the same,
Yeah.
and I can't stand that. Not just in Korea, but worldwide.
Yeah, well, it's true, right? Because like everybody kind of like is like chasing this like Kim Kardashian image.
In America, that BBL lifestyle and that
Yeah,
that
the whole the hair, the eye makeup, the like everything is like trying to, and she's beautiful, but like trying like when everybody looks like her, it somehow takes away from her.
not special anymore.
She's not special anymore.
correct.
Yep.
Yep. Willem Dafoe, strange man that he is.
Yeah.
Continue still in the starting sequence. Is on her daughter's deathbed. She had just died, giving birth to 7 kids. 7
As one would, yeah.
Yeah. And he chooses to take them and hide them and raise all of them together. Right,
Wow.
the 7 of them, named Monday through Sunday. All played by the same actress.
Okay.
Oh, so they're
Which is
identical.
a good job,
Yeah.
by the way. Same girl who was in one of the new Alien movies.
Okay.
She so like they have all this plan. They have hiding spots in the in their apartments. They all get to go out one day a week on the name of their day. So if you're Monday, you go on Monday.
Oh, that's the day. Okay. I dig it.
But the problem is they all have to have assume one personality, right? They all come back at the end of the day and tell everyone else everything that happened in the day. Everything was recorded on the watch. They play it through.
Terrible.
Every single day they rotate, and when they're at home, they can be whoever they want to be. When they're outside, they're this one person who
Right.
none of them are.
Right. At least that's fair.
Yeah, and then one of them end up sneaking out, like got her finger like real fucking mangled up, right?
Oh.
Get in
As a
line.
kid. And Willem Dafoe was like, this is what happens. And he was real fucked up about it, but he cut all the other 6 kids' tip
Dude,
of the
I'd
finger
have
off.
beat her ass.
Oh my god.
But then you got to beat everybody's ass because of bruises. It's wild.
But that's
like 7 assholes.
I'd be tired.
but they learn the
I was like,
consequences.
wait, when you got to go out? Oh, I'll whip your ass Tuesday.
As soon as you get through the door.
You got a week to heal up till you go back out. So they learned. I think they were like maybe 10 or something at that point. They learned at a young age that there's consequences and shit. And then 30 years later, population's it's getting good. Glenn Close is like running for office. Things are doing well. Kids are getting frozen. Sometimes you see kids on the street like getting yanked because they're not supposed to be out in the wild or whatever. And then something happens. Monday night comes. Monday doesn't come home. Tuesday comes. Monday's not home, and the movie goes from there. That's all like within the first 15-20 minutes. I was like, oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
Yeah,
It does sound
that's
cool.
on Netflix though. I don't know.
I'm going to watch.
Yeah, I gotta wait till.
So this is called What Happens to Monday.
gonna check it
What
out.
happened to Monday?
I'll put it on in the bathroom while I'm remodeling.
Remodeling.
Yeah. That's the only thing, because it's only been 3 days since I recorded.
Right.
But I did get another letter
Okay.
about my ex-wife.
Oh, really?
She's getting her second kid now taken away from her. I don't know how many she had. I knew she had
shit.
2,
Wow.
but she might have more. But it's just strange. It's funny because I was
Sounds like she
watching
needs
this
to watch
movie
What Happened
about
on
kids. Yeah, exactly. Watching kids get snatched up and shit. I've never had kids or know people had known people with kids who had them taken away. Mm-hmm. But I figured if protective services come take one of your kids away, they would take all of them. Mm-hmm. But I guess they're just like, this one kid is more endangered than the other.
Someone's more at risk. Maybe I don't know if it has to do with age or what. I don't.
Well, we know Zach's at risk, for instance.
Well, absolutely. He's going to listen back to the show one day, I swear.
Fuck.
He's like Will Smith and Uncle. Why he don't want me, man?
Well, like unless you have kids, you don't realize, but like you love them all equally, but they definitely take your favor one by one at different times. For one will have their shit together and be on it, and you'll be like, yeah, that's what I'm looking for, and then they'll fuck up, and another one will step up and start, and like
For me, it's the one that I see myself in more at the time. Like Zoe and I have been like clicking a lot, and she's like a mini me on a lot of things. And so that's when I lean toward her. But then Zach will start doing something. I'm like, man, that's my guy, because him and I share characteristics. I'm like, okay, he's my favorite for the day. So that for me, it's when I see more of myself in an individual. So,
Let's see. I don't know how that works, but I'm not helping. They're like, would you like? The state or something. It says, like, would you like to do anything to help or foster or adopt? I'm like, I haven't seen that bitch in 23 years.
out of my hands.
not my kid.
And also, like, every time I see shit like that, I'm like, dodge the fucking bullet.
But show the photo. The baby's eyes were like mine. You know what's funny about that line? Mike is funny in general to me, but that line, right? Show the photo, baby crying, eyes were like mine. And in the background, after he hits the eyes were like mine, he goes, oh no.
Which is a real reaction.
That shit is so funny to me. Every time I hear it, I'm like, oh no. That dude.
God, I don't. We'll never know the beauty of having kids. But some people just shouldn't. Like I was at work yesterday, and I don't fucking talk to people with a friend, and people talk to people, and they're like, oh yeah, have a nice day off tomorrow to the customer, and the customer's like, oh, the nanny's not off, so there's not much of a vacation there. I'm like, man, it doesn't sound like you want to fucking hang out with your kid. You just want to push them. Why did you have your fucking kid in the first place?
Well, and you've probably had an approach with your kids where they're not somebody you want to kick it with.
Yeah, and also like.
That's part of my thing, right? Is like, I forgot kind of where I was. The thing of, yeah. Like, so like, you invest in your kids, right? And you put the time, energy, and effort into your kids. And despite that, they become their own people, right? But hopefully there are people like you've built this relationship with them where like you enjoy their company, because like I actually like at night, like at my house, like when we do our cooking and shit, like we put music on, get the drinks going, like just every night almost. And when they don't want to come down and kick it, I actually get irritated.
Really?
Yeah. Like when they're like hanging upstairs and
that's nice that you do
Yeah.
like their presence. Yeah.
I like to have them down there laughing, just dancing, put the music up, and and cook together, and then eat together and everything. And it's like, they'll come down here. I'll be like, oh, yeah, well, nice of you to show up. You know what I mean? Oh, you think it's a soup kitchen? Okay, all right. Well, we'll treat it that way then. Because I like for people to be present. That's another one of that anti-machine shit.
I mean, I think that's the thing. I think some people have kids just because, like, their programming tells
what
them
you're
to,
supposed
whether
to do.
biological or social or both. Like, because
Yeah.
they don't seem like they want. A lot of people don't fucking seem like they want to be with their kids or want kids.
Yeah.
Like,
A lot of people shouldn't be parents. point
Exactly.
blank.
That too. But because it's a fucking rich neighborhood. I live in.
Right,
It's fucking work at in Chevy Chase. Like, they all have fucking nannies. They all see their nannies all day, every day. I deal with the nannies, housekeepers, etc. more than
Right.
the people themselves, and there's always the fucking nannies and stuff hanging out with all the kids. I'm like, why the fuck are you having kids?
Yeah.
That's what we're told to do.
It doesn't seem like you want them. You don't want. Well, first, you don't want to take care of them at least. Like, you just want to make copies of yourself or what? I don't understand.
How am I going to send out the Christmas cards if I don't have kids?
What if I need a kidney later? I mean, you never know.
They don't feel well if you never hang out with them. They don't feel obligated to give you a kidney now, do they?
Make them feel obligated. Put their inheritance on the line.
That's what it is. It's a fucking money.
You're like, I need a kidney, but only for Zach.
So you're safe. I'll take Zach. He's got nice plump kidneys. They've been on ice for a while.
That's great.
Fresh.
That's great.
But anyway, the ex thing, my ex-wife thing, got me thinking, as I often do. We all have, most of us have bad exes or have stories about how crazy our exes are, just how bad some relationship were. But not all of us take the responsibility to say I was a bad ex at some point. And like, I can say that. Like, I, even with some of my bad exes, like, they were bad, but I wasn't much better. It's not like I was great and they shot at me. It's like, we were both bad. And like, I don't know. I mean, over the years, I have mostly had contact with a lot of my exes, and it's been good. I don't. Do you guys have any experience of like either guilt or remorse or taking the responsibility of, I was a bad ex. I did so and so bad, and I learned from it, and I moved on. Because I definitely now don't have the traits as a significant other that I used to. Because I remember, that's not good. Don't do that. Because
You go ahead.
The most, because the most worst thing I used to do was I was very controlling. I was when I was younger, I was because of my upbringing, being bullied, and just like having self-esteem issues. Whenever I do have a significant other, I would be really possessive, really jealous, really insecure, really controlling, because I don't want to share. I don't want the threat of having my significant other taken away. So I'd end up trying to tell them what to do, where to go, who to see. I did that a lot.
I'm waiting for you to get to the problem.
Hey, Hove said it, man. Keep her out of nightclubs, on the mix, from hanging out with chicks that be swallowing dicks. That can only lead to something unfortunate. A hot boy like Jigga Man will scorch your bitch. There's a Hove line for everything.
Facts.
But yeah, just shit like that. So
to answer your question, I don't know if I consider myself a bad ex. I would like to think I've learned a lot more about myself and in my relationships, especially my current one, and I've grown in that. So I've changed bad habits that I came into the relationship with, or even I developed within the relationship. And that kind of self-awareness and reflection is important. I know for a fact, and my wife will probably tell you, there's certain things I do, don't do, whatever, that have changed drastically in the last 15 years that we've been together. And even in the last, let's say, 3 years, there's certain things, behaviors, whatever. And so I just grow, and I can look back and say, shit, I was bad.
that wasn't good. That wasn't a good look. Yeah,
she wasn't getting the best version of me.
Yeah. Right.
And that's kind of how I have to look at it. So I think that growth and development in relationships is big.
Careful with language. Growth and development is a slang for GDs.
Oh, no kidding. I had no idea.
And I travel to Chicago sometimes, so I'm going to need you to relax.
Understanding and improvement are big in any relationship, especially when self-awareness. You have to be committed to learning yourself and being better. And like you said, acknowledging that, hey, I'm not perfect. I'm not like nobody's freaking perfect. And anybody who tries to act like they are, especially in relationships, is fucking wrong.
Yeah, I think in general, not just a relationship, is self-reflection is a problem a lot of people don't have.
Yep.
It's very easy to blame external things. Other people or the environment. Yeah. You know, it's like it's very easy to talk shit about other people, but it's hard to swallow the pride and be like, I fucked up.
So I have 2 examples. So it's not an ex, but I was that way with my wife, you know, but it's almost like an ex because neither of us are the same people. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's weird. I'm like that's when you're with someone long enough, you're both different people at some point.
So I was definitely controlling, possessive, jealous type. The girl that I was with before her, I should have kept out of the mix, out of the nightclubs with chicks that be swallowing dicks. But, you know, here's the thing about it, right? Do I regret that I was that way? Yes. Do I regret those things and those decisions that I made at the time? No. Because I'm not sure if we would have survived it. Because, like, all right, so, like, because we were young. Young people do foolish shit, right? So, like, you know, my wife and I have a very unique relationship that many people will never have. We have 3 kids. We have unique relationships with those kids that most people will never have. Like, we have a very happy relationship together.
Yeah, it's a great house.
Now, rewind the clocks back when we're 18 and she wants to go to senior week. And I'm like, all right, well, where do I put my bags?
Yeah.
We're like, well, no, just with my class. Oh, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Right? I wouldn't do that to you. You're not going to go down to the beach with these chickens and fucking cluck your way through the week. Like, you know, like, no, you know, like you can, you just can't do it with me. I can't have, like at the time, I can't even have that as a look for me. Like, where's your girl? Oh, she's down at the beach. Oh.
It's like saying your girl went to Miami. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like, you know, so let's say I did let her, and let's say something dumb happened. And then that derailed everything, and now this doesn't exist.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I always say, like, I never say I want to change anything, no matter how bad it was in the past, just because I'm content and happy with the current.
Right.
But doesn't mean that it wasn't wrong.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Not that I want to change it, but it was bad. I shouldn't have done it. That's what I'm saying. I shouldn't have done it.
I shouldn't have done it either, but I'm happy I did.
Now that you're here.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like the results are fine, but like...
But I do feel like, man, like, you know, I mean, I think for a while there, I mean, even like parties, college parties, high school parties, like she would be afraid to go. You know, because there was a time where she went to a party and house party and she called me like to check in, and I heard this dude in the back talking crazy. Like, we got your girl here, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, cool.
I'm in the car.
Well, I hung out with a bunch of degenerates, so we walked.
Got your bus pass, man? Yeah, I got my bus pass.
But, I mean, me and a couple of the fellas that were with me walked on over there to that house. You know, like, and after that, you know, she would get invited to a party or something. She'd be like, I don't think it's the best choice to make. Like, you don't know what, you know, unless he can come. And I wasn't allowed in a lot of the circles that she was allowed in, given my reputation at the time. And so they wouldn't want me there. And she didn't want to put them in a bad spot where I'd fucking pop up like Jack in a Box, you know? Hey, you guys.
Hey, who was that in the background?
I was just like fucking the dude from Goonies, man. Hey, you guys. You know, so that, but now the other one is a little bit more complicated. So my other ex, right, Adam,
nice.
You know, like I do have regrets about some of that. Like, now don't get me wrong. I think he was a bad ex also. But, you know, I internalized a lot of that stuff and like choices I made and decisions I made. And, you know, he had a way of, I don't know why we were in this constant state of competition since kids, but he had a way of posturing around me. You know, I'm doing this, you know, my kid is in Montessori schools. Like, I remember that conversation happened here, and he made a statement that Jaina couldn't get in. And I was like, Jaina couldn't get in because it's a lottery and her fucking name didn't get chosen. Yours did. Your kid didn't pass some fucking insurmountable test that mine couldn't. It was like, and he didn't even realize that because he wasn't, I don't think he was involved in that process. But be that as it may, he had a way of, like, one time he told me that, like, good parents don't cuss in front of their children. And I said, well, I cuss in front of my children. And he was like, go back to point A. Right. And I was like, okay, so now I'm not a good parent.
Wow. That's
so,
a tough one.
So it was a lot of posturing, right? It was a lot of posturing about, like, I'm making the right choices. There is an objective right choice and an objective wrong choice. And I'm making the right choices. And if you're not making the same choices I'm making, then you subsequently are making the wrong choices.
No shades of gray.
Correct. So whether it be anything, parenting, diet, entertainment, political views, whatever the case may be, right? There's a right and then there's a wrong. So I think I got on some, well, Mr. Perfect, you know? So then any imperfection I found, I accentuated, capitalized it, blew it up on a 45 by 85 canvas and put it right in his living room. Do you know what I mean? And I did it every chance I could because I was in this constant state of, like, of tit for tat with him. And looking back now,
toxic relationship.
Looking back now, I think it was a toxic relationship. And like, I wish it never would. I honestly, like, it sounds terrible. I wish it never would have gone as far as it went. And when I say that, I mean as long as it did.
Is this something that you knew as far as, like, whether it be posturing or what have you? Is it something that you knew early on, or is it something that you kind of picked up on later?
No, because it changed, right? It wasn't always the same way.
People
but
change. You guys been friends for a long time.
And you know, and so, like, I wish I had just gotten out of that in a way, like, a long time prior to, but I think that I just don't leave. I just don't leave. I stick around. I stick around to the end. You know, like, you know that picture you ever seen? It's
opposite
like,
of me. I piece out first chance I get.
yeah, you know that picture of the meme with, like, that dude, and he's, like, furious, and he's defeated, and he's broken, and he's sitting next to his wife, and it's raining, and he's holding the umbrella over her, and he's fucking furious. That's me. Like, that's who I am. If I'm with you to the end. You've got to cut me off, you know, and then I've got to deal with it. But because that's probably a flaw in and of itself for me.
Yeah, some strengths and weaknesses also.
Yeah. So, like, you know, in hindsight, I wish I could have got out of that relationship earlier. But looking back on it, like, and I mean, this is years of me thinking about it almost every day. You know, I'm like, man, like, one thing that I know that I did that probably, you know, was as an active participant in you know, sprinkling a little toxicity into that soup was, like, man, don't have your shoes untied around me because I'm gonna show them. Like, I'm gonna take a picture, I'm gonna blow it up, I'm gonna be like, look whose shoes are untied. Oh, you can do everything right except for tie your shoes. You know, I think it's because it became for me, like, an attempt at stating where nobody's above judgment, you know, and therefore, if I'm to be judged, well, then here's a little bit of, you know, soup for you. Here's a little judgment soup for you, you know, and I don't think it was right. And I think sometimes it was meant to be hurtful.
I think so too.
You know, I think sometimes I wanted that shit
because probably because you were hurt.
Yeah, for sure.
So, like, you're like, I'm hurt.
Yeah,
I hurt you.
Hurt people. That's wild.
But I want that shit to stick around at night. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I like, that's the type of shit that I say often, though, where I'm like, man, everybody's laughing and everybody's having a joke, and sometimes it's completely harmless and just because of the moment. But then sometimes, like, I want you to lay in bed and think about that a little bit. You know, take that.
I'm working on that myself.
Yeah.
I'm very I'm open about this. Like, if I'm joking with friends and people close to me who know me, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But for me, it's when somebody who's not close to me or who don't know me like that tries to get in on a joke, especially if it's at my expense. I had an issue recently with that, and I'm working on controlling my reactions, because if I hit back, I'm not pulling punches. I'm going low, and typically I know about you. I know about your lowest moment. I know about your family, and for me, everything's on the fucking table. It's not. I'm not proud of that, but I go low. Like, I'm type somebody make a joke about me or something I did or a fuck up I had. I'm like, yeah. Remember when you almost died from cancer and your wife left you? Yeah, good times. Like, and this was literally something that recently happened, and I had to hold that back. Because, I was like, it's not right, but I'm very ultra petty in that way, because.
But you're self-reflective, and you know that about yourself. And you something you're.
I try to use my powers for good instead of using.
Because I mean, sometimes it's like they might have fucked up in saying what they say, but they probably didn't mean it as maliciously as it would be for you to hit back. Like that. Yeah.
You know, I remember him telling me at one point, like Warhammer 40,000 is a hobby, but what I do is not a hobby. You know, like, and it's just like, what is it? And you know, had I had the. You know, if I were to like speak to him now, which I'm not, I have no interest in doing so. But like, I would be like, man, like in the same breath, because I know I've been able to think about it enough now, where I know I was trying to cut the legs out from the stool a lot of times. I think that I saw in my head him put himself on this high horse, and I was trying to make glue out of that motherfucker any chance I could. You know, and I know it, but I don't know why he felt the need to do it, to also to lift himself up on that high horse so often.
Insecurity, man.
Maybe I don't want to put any. I don't want to put any coat on him. That
a lot of times it's insecurity, or sometimes when we make people feel less than, or we get on people, it's to prop ourselves up, because there's something incomplete or some type of void within us. And some people don't realize that, but every time I cut you down, I feel a little bit better about myself.
And that's taller by default.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but to be fair, a lot of his was stuff I was taking from it. Do you know what I mean? Like, he didn't say, like, he wouldn't say like your kid didn't get into Montessori. He would just say my kid got into Montessori, and not all kids can get into Montessori. And I would be like, well, yeah, because not all kids get picked by the lottery. And he'd be like, what? And I'd be like, well, your kid got picked by a lottery. I know this because my kid went out for the same system. So the original statement isn't about me.
Yeah,
But I'm astray in that thing. So then, but then I had the need to be like, okay, well now I gotta make some glue.
Yeah, I mean,
now I gotta make some glue.
Just like the parents and cussing in front of the kids wasn't.
It's not about me, but
you're included in that.
Sometimes when you're around people, you have to be cognizant of your audience too. I think a lot of us will know who's around and what to say and what not to say. Even if I'm bragging on my kid doing well, if I know, and I'm your friend, and I know that your kid tried out for the football team, didn't get in, I'm not gonna. Yeah, my kid made the football team. Not all kids can. I'm cognizant of how I relay that information.
Right.
In the sense that I'm not going to try to either belittle you or make you feel some type of way or make myself look better. So like, yeah, it's great they tried out. They got in. I'm proud of them. I'm just got to work now, you know?
So I think that's something that I did, you know, that as a bad ex, you know, was that I definitely wanted to bring him down a peg every chance I could, you know? and then that's my reasoning why. And like I said, I'm not sure. You know, I don't know what his disposition is, and I don't want to pretend to know.
Can never guess what's in someone's head. So.
Right. But that's all I got, because my last ex, I was fucking like 15. So let me give you my
nerve. You have anything for your nerve week, Poppy?
Huh?
You have anything for your nerve?
I do. Thanks for asking.
No problem.
So one thing, I got I got what I thought was going to be my last piece from my Maja case.
Oh yeah, that was fun times.
It's a Wonder Woman versus Hydra.
That's good looking.
It's probably the best piece I have, and best looking piece in there.
I mean, Daenerys is pretty, like, they're on the same level.
Yeah, that's a good one.
They're on the same level.
But so Joe came over.
I got my little third-party fingers in there.
Third-party fingers in there, and we adjusted the shelves and basically came to the realization that my plan wasn't going to work, and I have an empty Module case shelf that I don't know what to put in it.
Why wouldn't it work?
Because nothing fits in the space.
Isn't
Because
that
some stuff
the whole
is
point of getting the
super-
Module case is to know what fits in there. And
You got
Yep.
really big things.
Yep, but then some stuff ended up being bigger than I thought it was going to be, so to speak.
story of my life.
And I hear you. So anyway,
That sucks.
Yeah, it does suck.
We're
So
gonna move shit around some more.
Thursday, Joe's going to come back over. We're going to rearrange some stuff a bit more. That's going to be painstaking because it's really fragile stuff, and it's going to be a pain in the ass. So then,
That's all right. We got to.
So will you be able to fit it in there after y'all do some rearranging?
no, but at least I'll know the space.
Okay.
And I'll
It's
be
gonna be a
"Look,
bigger space than it is now.
Whatever's
So
going
more
to
options.
Whatever's going to go in there. This is what I'm working with.
But like, for that, I was looking at my own house, like, because I have a few spaces about that size, and what I have is like my X-Force, like not a several cohesive 1/6 scale,
Right.
Because like quarter scale is not going to fit.
No.
in there. Because the problem is quarter scale that would fit in there, the bases aren't going to fit in there. Because
Unless it's something like the Wolverine. So
Exactly,
there
with the
is
hunched over
options.
and stuff,
It's
yeah.
just it's like really thinking through it.
Yeah, it's
And
much easier to look at either vehicles or 6 scale stuff.
And I also want it to be diverse, and not just be the same shit over and over and over.
Do you have any black people in there?
Nope. I checked.
Let me think.
Do you have any Asian people in there?
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, right.
Let me think. There may not be.
It's not a May.
Hold on. I mean, well, what's Joker underneath that makeup?
Well, he doesn't stay in jail, so I can tell you what he is.
While we're on the topic of Uncle Dolphin a bit, Laura had called you Joe last night, and I was like, Joey, we should probably try to get into the habit of saying Joey.
Everybody at work already, but I
she
see
was
them
like-
every
she
day
was
though.
like-
So
she was like, it's so hard, and I was like, I know. And then
I'm not feeling away about it.
I know, I told her that as well. But Jaina and them were like, he's going by Joey now, and I was like, yeah. Went through the whole explanation with that, and then Selena said, "Can we still call him Uncle Dolphin?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think he's okay
Yeah,
with it."
I mean, like, it would be weird for your kids not to call me Uncle Dolphin, even though it's a weird name. I've literally known some of them all their lives.
So speaking of Selena now, we were cooking, doing something downstairs in the kitchen this week, and she was like, what's today? And I was like, Tuesday. And she was like, oh, okay. If we were at school, it would be, and the teachers said it, they would say Tuesday. He was like, why do they say that? Tuesday. She just kept saying it. That shit was so funny to me.
I don't know why this kids are funny. Right?
They are.
Kids say the darndest thing.
They say the darndest things. And then the last thing that I have on here, actually I have one more before we get to that. I've been obsessed with a lot of these Instagram pages recently that like track samples in music. And I follow a couple of them, but this was one that was sent to me by a buddy of mine. And it is just crazy to me that I'll talk about it here in a minute, but that this person had this ear to kind of hear some of these records and these samples. So look at this one. There you go. This is the one I find most interesting. I love Mobb Deep in general, but I love Havoc in particular. Like I don't know what it is about that dude. First of all, I feel like him and Big Boy from Outkast are probably two of the most underrated rappers in the world.
You think Big Boy's underrated?
Let me tell you why. Because nobody mentions them as great.
Okay.
But these two guys rapped next to greatness forever and held their own.
True.
Do you know what I mean? They were never like just completely forgotten. And the fact that they could stand toe to toe with these giants is what makes them special. But Havoc has a way of hearing beautiful music and then hearing the sinister in it. And I find that fascinating. My last little topic I was going to talk about was I think that one of the things that I'm chasing now, and I'm getting ready to take a step forward with it tomorrow in and even a more extreme way, I think. But like, if you look at I've toned down my spending a lot, you know, with toys and such and collectibles, and toned down my media a lot. Like, I'm not watching as much, I'm not taking in as much, and even like upstairs, like going through, like, you know, making some changes in my living spaces, like I'm doing it very slow and methodically, and like not overspending and not investing too much, just a little piece at a time. And I think I'm chasing, I think I've had like so much, right? Like excess, you know, whether it be action figures or shoes or alcohol or whatever, it's so much excess, right? That I'm beginning to chase restraint. The idea of like holding back from something.
Sounds like a self-help book.
Yeah. But I think it's something that I'm going through where I'm looking at things in a way of like, not how can I get that, but how can I go without having that? Like, you know, how can I let that go? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a different way of life for me, Joe. And I'm not totally sure I'm going to be good at it, but I think I want to experiment with it.
Yeah, I mean similar to when I basically went through this a couple of years back when I'd stopped. But it becomes nature. Second, it's like the second version of Witchblade quarter scale. Like my knee-jerk reaction was to get it, but then I was like, I don't fucking really need it. I want it. I don't know why I want it. So I talked to Chris. I sent you guys the link. I was like, I don't need this, right? And you're like, no, just to confirm that I don't need it. It's just to like remind myself that there are a lot of things you might want, like, but you have to really evaluate even how much you want it versus like you think you want something.
Yeah, and I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, you have. Yeah,
I kind of like, you know, not that I don't want I have plenty of holes that I want filled, so to speak. You know, like some Transformer spots and some Star Wars spots and stuff like that. Plenty of Mortal Kombat, any female for one. But like, while I want to fill those spots, I don't really have anything else that I'm like trying to finish.
Yeah,
you know, it's like. And like the spot filling, it's just sort of like, well, if it comes, it comes. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But I have the space for it. I'd like to have it. But if they don't make it, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you should like think about your space in the module case too. Like, because it feels like you really want something in there, but like you should treat that the same way as you treat any of these shelves.
I think my worry is just due to the size of being able to find something I want in there, specifically in the middle.
No rush.
No, but I hate the way it looks, just empty. It looks like the heart is missing or something. They should get a mummy's heart and start looking into historical artifacts, start collecting that shit.
British Museum probably has it. Lord knows it's not in Africa.
It's true. That is true. But anyway, something I'm like, I'm toying with, you know, and
pun intended.
Yeah. And I think I'm even going to start approaching it starting tomorrow after my kid's birthday tonight. Cause I'm getting fucked up tonight, but, you know, I think I'm gonna tone back.
I'm gonna get fucked up on my kid's birthday.
Oh my God, are you kidding? It's like just an excuse. Like, but I'm gonna try to tone back my drinking, tone back my eating, tone back my like just having restraint, just going without, not a diet. Not something like that.
Moderation.
Yeah, just saying that I don't need everything in excess at the moment. Like they're not going to stop making fucking pizza tomorrow.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? I can
Or toys.
or toys or
art or furniture.
or orange crushes. Or, you know what I mean? They're not gonna stop. They're gonna continue.
Not fucking orange crush without fucking Sprite.
I agree. And even with Laura, I was like, because I was like, that's even like, if I like wanted to spend calories in that department, I was like, we could get Sprite 0 and make it work. And she was like, I have fake sugar. And I was like, fucking who cares?
Yes. I chug diet soda every day.
I know. She's just weird about all that. So yeah, and that's all I got really for Nerd Week stuff. So now it's pretty much just notes and then a couple questions. Moving on to notes, let me see if I can find my little groups page. There is so here's something, right? Jimmy Buffett passed away.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 76.
Parrothead.
76, Margaritaville. Cheeseburgers in Paradise.
That's good shit, man.
So, God bless the dead. Mm-hmm. Legend.
Yep.
So here it's being a bad ex, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know why, but I haven't, right? But I have this overwhelming urge to make a statement about his death. Not that I'm happy that he's dead. I'm definitely not. I don't want to see anybody lose their life. Not that I don't think that he's important and all of those things. But I think that I don't think that a lot of people really appreciated his music in the first place. And his music is not for me. I'm not a fan of his music. Mm-hmm. I respect him.
Time and place for stuff.
Yeah, and I respect, but like, I think he made background music.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the vibe though. Like he made like chillin' vacation music.
100%.
The Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
Type, yeah.
100%. But like people coming out like, and I know I'm wrong, and that's why I haven't made the statement. I want to make that. I'm guilty of no crimes, Joe. But
I'm saying without saying it is what you're saying.
Well, I'm saying it here, I guess. But I mean, like I almost feel like this isn't public in some ways because, like, it's like, well,
like 30 people listen to this.
Everybody in Russia will be pissed off. But it's like his fan base used his music. Not all, right? Not ever and all, but always. But like as like background music at happy hours on beach vacations. Mm-hmm. And that's not, I'm sorry, but like I feel like a lot of you motherfuckers didn't really appreciate him when he was here. Like
That's a lot of people. Though.
Some people,
for sure.
Some people really like to live their lifestyle though. They want to be that beach
makes
bum,
retiree
like
music.
Like they couldn't because you had to pay bills and stuff. They just want to chill on the beach and listen to that shit,
which is
all
fine.
day. Yeah.
That's fine.
Like that's
but
what it's
I think all the heartache,
lifestyle.
all the like the like when Kurt Cobain died, that shit crushed my soul.
Yeah,
but he was the voice of my generation in a lot of ways. Like he was speaking to a point that a lot of kids that grew up the way that I grew up felt, when Big passed, it was like the same way, and I even, to a lesser extent, but like, I feel like when Pop was killed, I was like, man, this guy was getting ready to recreate sound as we knew it within that genre, and they fucking murdered him, and like, I even saw a post by a person. And I want to say, like, rest in peace to Jimmy Buffett and his fans. And I mean, if you are a true fan, I just feel like a lot of people are using it as like I have pain too, and it's like, bitch, you didn't give a fuck about him when he was alive. You used him to create an ambiance. You never vibed out to it. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if he makes vibe out music, but you never did. But I saw a person who we both know say, rest in peace to a legend gone too soon.
Gone too soon.
So that's what I said. That's what I said. I was like, look, legend, yes. Gone too soon? No. He's 76. Yeah. He was 76. Most of us won't live that long.
It's like saying Bob Barker was just getting started.
And it's like, man, like...
That's a good question, though. What's the age? What's the age of cutoff that's
gone too soon?
Is it past 70 or 75?
70.
I think 70 is a good one. I would even Yeah, 70 because 60s is still kind of young.
Yeah.
So 70, if you
60s
say
don't-
gone too soon at 70, I'm like, calm down.
Yeah, past 70 is like, they had a good life.
Yeah, you had a good run.
I like to put things in perspective. I had a buddy of mine passed away this past February. He was 36. So,
Yeah,
that's gone too soon.
That's gone too soon. And so it's crazy because Chris will know this. There were two wrestlers that passed this past week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we talked
Terry
about.
Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt. One's 70 something, the other's
Right.
36.
It's a big difference.
Yeah, so
Right.
when one dies, you're like, I understand that. It's, I'm not going to say Terry Funk gone too soon, man. No.
Exactly. That's my thing. It doesn't mean that it's not sad, and
No,
it doesn't
no,
mean
no.
that you shouldn't mourn. And I don't want this to come across a way because I think he should be mourned. I think he should be mourned.
Yes.
I just think that a lot of people are almost like cashing in on his death in a weird way, like
Yeah.
in a clout way. It's like they're cashing it in for clout.
I mean, I've noticed this about like when people die or whatever for a while now. Like they just want to be part of the
Yeah.
bandwagon of.
Yeah,
Motherfuckers faking the funk, and that's all it is. It's like, I just want to be seen or heard.
Yeah.
And,
I have an opinion on shit that matters.
I have an
too.
opinion. Yeah.
yeah. But rest in peace to him for sure. And
I listened to him a lot when I was in high school because when I was just fucking chilling in my fucking military boarding school dorm room a lot. We would listen to that shit.
I actually went back to
Dad and Leonard Skinner.
I went back.
Uh,
That's funny you say that.
What'd you say?
I said Dad and Leonard Skinner.
I was at the Leonard Skinner concert this past week.
You?
Yeah.
What were you doing there?
Sometimes I work part-time there at the venue.
Okay, at the
So
venue,
it was
okay.
ZZ Top, Leonard Skinner, and whatnot. And one of the women that came in, she's like, "We're here for Jimmy Buffett." And I didn't know he died. I was like, "That's cool." I had no idea he had just died. And so, but yeah, it's that crowd. And I tell you what, ZZ Top's getting old as shit. They had, it was wild. They needed people in the back. Like, I think there were medics working. They requested one of the medics to work, be back there on standby, like just for the family members and friends of ZZ Top. I said, these motherfuckers are old. They sounded good though. They sounded amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, there's a lot of people, and I feel like a lot of those folks that were like, rest in peace, gone too soon, and all that would scoff at Pac dying at 26. Mm-hmm. At Cobain dying at 27, and they would roll their eyes to that, and then I feel like some way I'm supposed to feel sympathy for you who probably used his music the same way that you use napkins, like, I don't know, maybe I'm a monster.
No, I like people to in that same vein, I feel like people have unrealistic connections to celebrity and whatnot, in a sense that if you hear we on the news, 17-year-old male shot and killed in whatever town, right? Shouldn't have been out there. Shouldn't have been, whatever.
Right.
But
Yeah.
the celebrity died doing something stupid or just general death. Oh man, it's crushing me. I don't know how to deal with this. I'm actually more upset about that kid who won't get to see his, and that's closer to me. That's closer to all of us.
Right.
That's somebody who's walking down the street and like, I didn't know that dude that made Cheeseburgers in Paradise, but this kid, I could have passed him on the street yesterday.
Yeah. Well, I think that goes back to the Joker's point, right? Like if I say a gangbanger gets shot or a truck full of soldiers gets blown to bits, nobody skips a beat. But if I say I'm going to shoot one little old mare, everyone loses their minds because it's not part of the plan. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see what else we have. This interesting shit, the Burning Man situation.
Did you get stuck out there or some shit?
Yeah, so like they had like this weather that's basically created this mud pit
I heard it was deep.
where Burning Man is taking place, and like I would love
This is in a desert.
I would love to go to Burning Man at one point in my life, like under the right context.
Go. I was gonna say, you want to go? Let's go.
Yeah, like under the right context, I would love to go. But like, I don't know. It's like the fact that like somebody died out there for one, so there's going to be a whole investigation into that, I'm sure. But like, that might be the end of the whole fucking thing before, you know what I mean, when it's all said and done. But like,
If Travis Scott can make a comeback, I'm sure Burning Man can.
yeah, but you know what? That record's really good.
Fair enough.
really good.
Fair enough.
It's really like it's album of the year for me. But but back to the Burning Man thing, it's like these people are out there, they're stranded, they're trapped, and like they're like I like that they're having, because a lot of these people have a lot of money. Burning Man isn't what it used to be, where it used to be like kind of like neo hippies going out into the desert and like getting high. Like now it's like Joe Rogan's out there and people like that go
Kind of like Coachella.
Yeah, exactly. And so I like them having to kind of deal with a little adversity, and I also like that they're like communing resources and divvying them up and everything. And it's almost like you had to see them really survive through this as like a community, because otherwise, like when just like the Joker said, when the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other.
And it's good to see it in real time. Now, where's Burning Man located?
Somewhere in the desert.
Some random desert.
Yeah, well, like Nevada, Arizona,
Yeah,
like that little area of the world.
I was curious why because I heard the stories and reports. I'm curious why they couldn't get out, leave.
Yeah, I guess like they can't, because it's off road. So they like literally can't get the vehicles to the road.
Okay.
This is mud.
It wasn't a spider. I looked at it. I thought it was a spider.
But like I think that because they take their RVs and shit like way out off roading, and I think just like I guess we could send military vehicles.
Get to the chopper.
I think it'd land that, but they'd have to send like military all terrain vehicles. I mean, and we can't. I mean,
stand by. I guess.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, like.
I feel like the Burning Man,
we'd be like
20 years ago would have been fine.
Be like, Biden, what are we going to do about saving the people at Burning Man? Like,
Man,
I love parades. I want to go to all the parades.
We're going to put the fire out first. If there's a Burning Man, we'll put them out. Yeah. What?
God damn.
Let's see what else.
It's a fucking joke.
It is. And then in entertainment news, there's the -1 trailer. Did you see that, Joe?
No.
So it is a Godzilla movie.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That is made in Japan. It looks like.
Looks like it.
And has definitely like the old vibe of like.
Yeah, I guess like old Japanese shit is having some kind of revival. Like I said, the Kamen Rider thing I was watching is like.
Oh yeah, I guess that's fair. That's a fair point. What did you think of it?
Not for me.
Yeah, so
it's all right.
Not for me either.
I'm happy for Godzilla fans.
I think
because I'm not like that kind of Godzilla fan.
Yeah, same. So like, my thing with that is just like, I think that once again, oversaturation, overabundance, they've kind of made Godzilla not special anymore. Like when the Matthew Broderick one came out, and it sucked.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but when it came out, it was exciting.
Yes, because
You know
it
what I
wasn't
mean?
a while, and it's never been released in that way.
Yeah.
It was different.
But now when this one comes out, it's like, oh, another Godzilla movie. I guess
we
I'll have a
had
bit of that.
several in the past few years.
Yeah.
But like the last
Right.
series had good parts.
Yeah, no, I think that last one was good, and I even like the one. Like I liked it well enough. The one versus King Kong.
Godzilla vs Kong. I didn't watch that.
I didn't think it was anything special, but I thought it was good enough.
Yeah.
But like the fact that there's just so much to choose from.
The Netflix had an animated miniseries.
That too,
And
yeah.
I like that too.
And then I want to say there's another Godzilla movie planned
so.
on the state side of things. So it's just like there's just so much
Too
of it.
much.
It's just like who cares? It's like
I mean, the companies are reaching. I feel like.
Yeah.
They.
I just need to reach for originality, I guess. Lord knows.
For some reason, it's like anything but that.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
I think part of why Marvel Universe and MCU or whatever is going downhill is because they're reaching.
Same shit.
Yeah, I do think that between that Rebel Moon, the Snyder Rebel Moon thing, and
Netflix,
then
I think.
and then that other thing I told you about that has like the androids, like the robots versus the humans.
Yes, that sounds interesting.
Like like at least that's something that's completely new and original.
I don't know what that is.
It's I could show you a trailer for it, but it looks pretty good, sci-fi
Sci-fi-wise,
but it's not based on anything that I know of. They're just new ideas.
That was originality.
And even Dune.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say Dune 2 is coming out, but like because
It's been so long.
it's been so long and it wasn't done well.
Correct.
Even though it's kind of a cult following.
Correct.
And the books are big.
Yeah.
So,
But it's had enough breathing room where it's like, okay, like another one. I'm ready for some more Dune.
yeah, after 30 or 40 years since the last one. Yeah.
Exactly. And then I think and then James Gunn deactivated his Facebook
I saw that.
because
X, you mean? No, it's Facebook. He's just on Twitter.
Yes,
then.
not Twitter.
Still on X.
So in a series of comments posted to Facebook in 2012, Gunn said Michael Keaton's Batman had a ridiculous voice. He added that Tim Burton's Batman was poorly written and is one of the most boring films ever. The director also piled onto Jack Nicholson's portrayal of the Joker, saying, "Fuck you, everyone involved in that travesty."
Wow.
Gunn also raised issues with Nolan's Batman, saying, "I have problems with both Nolan films. I don't think either one is classic, and I don't."
3 of them.
Yeah, I guess this is before the third one.
Okay.
I don't think either one is a classic, and I don't even really think Batman Begins is good.
Jeez.
So people jumped on him as they probably should have.
And these are from what year?
These are from 2012.
Why are people looking back that far?
That's 11 years.
Yeah.
That's 11. First of all, that's 11 years ago.
Yeah.
That's because people. I mean, that's because I think. I'm going to say this. I think that's because Snyder fans don't want this dude to win.
Oh, well, it's too late.
You know, and that's not me. I like Snyder's films, but I want this dude to have success in and of itself.
I mean,
It's not
you're
his
just shooting
fault.
yourself in the foot to want bad things.
Yeah.
But also, it's first 11 years ago, and second of all, people are allowed to have different opinions. That's just a
Yeah, he didn't
subjective
say
opinion.
anything wild. Like
He wasn't like the lighting is bad or the fucking mix
the
of the
opinion
sound
was
is
He
bad.
he can think whatever he wants to think. Now, he better land.
It's true.
When you make your Batman movie, it's going to be compared to Burton's. It's going to be compared to Nolan's. You better land.
Because those worked.
And I saw that, speaking of Batman, that the role of Robin is being considered for Rob Pattinson's
Oh, I thought you were going to say.
Batman 2.
There's going to be Batman 2? Wait. But that's not the same. That's not.
No, it's its own thing.
I hate the fucking
Who'd you
DCU.
hear?
I'm like.
No, you didn't.
Wait, we have to play it every now and then. So it's only right that today be the day. I'll give you a clue as to who I heard
Oh, jeez.
is going to be Robin in the upcoming Batman 2.
I think I heard the same thing.
doing anything illegal, but I don't want
I ain't doing anything illegal either. I just came to make some trash.
I just want my baby. 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 I just want my
One question, though. One question.
my baby. What more do you want from me? What more do you want from me?
But yep, Tyrese is
I thought that was a joke when I saw it. That's why that's why I was going. I was like, who'd you hear?
Tyrese is the one rumored to be in the running for Robin.
They shouldn't do that.
I agree. I agree.
They just shouldn't. I don't know, man. I'm it's too fucking complicated. I don't even want.
Bring
I
somebody new
already don't want anything to do with the new DCU just because it's still a fucking mess with all the other goddamn things around.
The good news is, in my mind, I'm like, that's another Hot Toys I won't have to worry about. It'll be easy to show restraint there.
Oh yeah.
Don't you need a little more representation on your Hot Toys?
I do need a Robin. It just won't be that Robin. I have a Robin. No, I don't. I don't even have
just
the
need,
other
like,
Robin.
Not white people.
Oh, here we go. No. So I have Cyborg
Well, he's only half black.
and half machine.
You might be even less than half black.
And then
I think it's mostly machine.
I have Spawn. I have Spawn.
Well, I don't know. The burns kind of negate his version.
I have Lando Calrissian.
Do you? I don't even remember. I forgot you had Lando. Hey.
I have Mace Windu.
Okay.
I have Falcon.
That's 5 out of.
Okay, but I'm not done.
That's a good amount. How many Asians
Yeah,
you
I
got?
have Falcon. I have Black Panther.
Oh yeah.
I would hope so.
This is starting to get a little.
I mean, that's,
let's get 10. Let's get 10.
That's
I feel like I'm crossing over into 125th in Harlem. The air's starting to get a little thin.
You got a Storm. Don't you have?
Not a Hot Toys.
Oh, damn. Well,
I have a lot of Storm figures.
yeah.
Just not a Hot Toy.
But no Hot Toys. How many Hot Toys do you have total?
I don't know. I'd have to go around and count. Well, I haven't gone upstairs in my mind yet. It may be Slim
The
Pickens.
black ones probably haven't gone up there either. So.
Yeah, that's a good question. How many? I have a Finn.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You know, hey.
You're getting close to 10. That's close to 10.
I look at Q-Tip and he states black is black.
I'm like, Finn, okay. He's British, but fine.
yeah.
Still black.
Yep. And that might be it. No.
You didn't get a King T'Chaka?
No.
Why
Mainly because of space.
Okay.
You know? Like it's the same thing like I didn't get a Nebula or a there was another Guardians member. Oh, the dude with the mohawk.
Really? You didn't? Those are two that I want.
Yeah, just because it was space, it was just like, man, I got room for the core.
Yeah.
You know, what's Vin Diesel?
Nobody knows.
He's
Nobody knows.
He's like KC in many ways.
Probably the same thing. Yeah. I've never heard Vin Diesel say what he is.
But I have Groot.
You do have Groot,
So
it.
I could.
We're not claiming him. I'm gonna tell you that now. We're not claiming him.
You know, just if it's more of the cherry or mahogany oak.
Probably like a whitewood, but
I know what that is. So here we go. Just a few questions this week because it's only been 4 days. Esteban writes in and says, "Hey gang, it's been a while, but I have been thinking about all of you and have been meaning to write in, so I have a few emails that I'll be sending your way. This one is about music. Love to hear it. Back in March, you guys had a conversation about the importance of owning music, and while streaming is a great tool to listen to everything you want, deep cuts are not available online. So I have to agree with Bobby on this one. Let me give it a little. When I turned 30, Google Play Music shut down and turned into YouTube Music, and I lost years of music I purchased, pirated, stole from friends and strangers' computers, or copied from CDs. I've recently been trying to rebuild my digital music library, and it's difficult to find CDs that were collector's editions, fan club exclusives, or promotional covers given away at concerts. Recently, while trying to find the acoustic version of Cassie by Flyleaf that was only available on the Best Buy Collector's Edition, I discovered that community college libraries have thousands of donated CDs, and I spent most of a Saturday burning copies of lost songs onto an old laptop with an external CD drive. Have you ever jumped through hoops to listen to music, or maybe found ways to get as much free music as possible? P.S. When I was younger, I would go to parties with my cousins just to see if they had a living room computer with iTunes. I would then plug my iPod in, acting like a hard drive, and make copies of the people's music purchase license agreement in their user files, and then upload those agreements to Google Music, who would honor the purchase and give me the songs.
This guy.
That's pretty good. So one thing that I would do is like now, if I have exhausted every means to finding a record, I will try to go and see if I can find it like on YouTube, like the music video might be there that somebody's uploaded. I'll go record it through my phone onto my laptop, just the same way we do like with Bobby Boogie Bop, or the way I just did the Baltimore Club mix of Tyrese's I'm
gonna call him Tyrone.
I know. As soon as I said it, I was like, I'm gonna fucking pay for that one.
Wow.
Tyrese's Baltimore Club mix of I Just Want My Baby. And I'll just record the whole thing. But every now and then, like, I'll be doing it, and this is before you could put your phone on Do Not Disturb or whatever. Like, somebody would call. So then I had to stop the fucking recording, go back, re-record the whole thing, you know. But that's probably, I mean, I've done a lot of crazy shit to obtain music, like to buy music, but not so much to listen to it, other than I record it through different means. When I was a kid, you know, when something came out, I had a VHS. I know, hold on 1 second. VCR, and I would put it on record and pause. And I would watch Rhapsody. It came on from 4:30 to 6:30 every day. And when a video came on, I would unclick pause real quick, so it would just immediately start recording. And I would record the song. And if it was a song that I loved or I hadn't heard, and then I was like, fuck, this is great. Bring the Pain by Method Man is like one of those that I remember. I would take my boombox and like hold it up to the speakers on the television and record it on a tape just so I could listen to it on my Walkman and start getting familiar with it, you know, and before I could have a proper version.
I've done that before. And we've all done the thing where you hear a song on the radio, you record it off the radio, or like you said, you hold the radio up to the TV or something. The most extreme thing I think I've done to listen to music, download LimeWire. That's probably it.
Napster.
Not LimeWire.
LimeWire,
Like, I've
right?
given my computers so many STDs.
So much. Just AIDS on top of AIDS.
Yeah.
There's still so much music that like I just forget. Like I was driving. You might be familiar with this. Do you remember the Black Panther soundtrack?
Yes.
So I think it was just called.
Download. I bought it.
I think it
on
was
a CD.
So I think it was just called Panther, but there's a song on there called "The Points," and the version that's on the CD, to my knowledge anyway, as well as the version that was like put out on radio and whatever, is 5 minutes long. But the full song is like 11 minutes long and has like twice as many people on it, or the verses are longer also. And there's 2 versions of it. Actually, there's 3, but I only like 2. There was 2 remixes of the original version, and can't find it anywhere. I haven't looked in a
Full
while.
version? Mm-hmm. Really?
It's like 9 to 11 minutes long. I remember like a couple of lines off it, like Busta Rhymes started his verse with, "Hey, you, don't you dare give me no type of argument." But I think about stuff like there's obscure fucking records. Like last week, I'm driving home and I just remembered this song by this random artist and probably nobody knows but me, named Trigger the Gambler. And he had a song called Bust. And this guy sang on the chorus, "Bust, throw your hands up and bust, come on now," like that, I was like, fuck, I haven't heard that song in fucking years. I was like, I bet you it's not on my library. Looked, not on my library. I was like, fuck, I gotta try to get that. So I was like, but I did find the music video for it, so I'm gonna snatch it up soon. But shit like that. You, Joe?
Not particularly. I mean, I've done, back in the day with recording shit on on stereo systems, on tapes and shit, but not since.
Fair enough. Let's see. Esteban also wrote in, "Hello, multiple choice mixed with rapid fire. I really enjoy when you guys get a shotgun a question. So here's my attempt at one. So we got to have quick answers here. Darth Vader boards your ship because you are part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor.
Zach.
So you. I think we had the name of the episode. All right. So you are then given the and you're taken away. You're then given the option of how you will be tortured to give up the location of the rebel base. Do you choose A, the torture droid injects your neck with a toxin that sets your veins on fire while your dad in a mask secretly watches to see if you crack or not? B, you are lowered onto a bed of hot pokers, electrocution conductors that blind you while your father-in-law in a mask secretly watches to see if you crack.
This whole Star Wars.
C, your future grandson, maybe from a multiverse for Joey, sits you in a chair and with a force slowly causes a headache and brain pressure that feels like someone is slowly slipping their size 9 plus fingered hand into the thin space between your skull and your brain. D, you are blindfolded and are forced to listen to the cries of children dying in a foreign language, and after a few hours of that, your brain automatically tries to translate the cries so you think you know what's being said.
D.
D.
I don't give a fuck about kids.
It is just Zach in different languages. All right, 2. This is more for Joey. Which is better, Pegasus Knight with the helmet or the tiara?
Tiara. Because that's the canon.
Okay. Word.
The helmet is the anime only.
You have I have a little bit to add to my nerd week. So for Jana's birthday last night, she made us sit through about an hour of anime openings.
Oh, amazing.
Really?
Just openings?
Some
Just
of those are
openings.
the best.
It was something else.
Is a hit or miss?
Huh?
Did she do Sailor Moon?
I don't think so.
Damn.
But
Missing out on that.
then I had to pick which my favorite were out of it at the end. So I actually had to pay attention.
I mean, you could have just said whatever.
The first one.
Yeah. So actually my favorites were quintessential quintuplets.
Amazing. That's my favorite.
Yep. Attack on Titan
great.
season 1.
Yeah.
And there was another one. Attack on Titan season 1. Oh, Licorice.
I'm not familiar with that.
Something with licorice. And then I started making fun. About halfway through, I started losing my mind and just making fun of the songs. And I'm pretty sure at one point she says she didn't because they're in Japanese.
Well, I was gonna say, were they dubbed or not?
No, they're in Japanese, but they have some English words in their Japanese music sometimes.
Yep.
And so I was like, I mean, I'm pretty sure one of them just said gabagoo. So then I just started singing along with each one of it. I was like, oh, ichi kichi gabagoo. And then I would like make up words if they weren't singing. I would make up words to just what I was seeing. So I'd be like, itchy gitchy gabagoo, running in a skirt that's too short to go to school. Okay. True or false? Using Crocs around the house or having a pair to use only while on your regular commute is perfectly acceptable.
True.
I don't have any.
I don't have any either.
I do. I have several pairs, and yes, it's true.
What is
You do have a lot in common with white women.
I do. As I get older, I'm turning into a middle-aged white woman. I feel it.
That's your final form.
What is a book you read that instantly made you think, I can't wait to read this to my kid, or I can't wait for my kid to read this on their own? Joey can use Bobby and Pinkerton's kids as proxies. Hope this first try wasn't too bad. No, not at all. It was great. I mean, like, to me, it's like, it was probably comic books, but now it's like, they don't give a shit about it. So, like, I don't really give a fuck anymore. I think that one of the best books I've ever read in my life is Marilyn Manson's It's a Long, Hard Road Out of Hell. And I don't think it's right for all my kids, but I do think it's right for Jaina. Like, I think Jaina needs to read that book at some point. But it's like a 50% biography mixed with a 50% philosophy book by Marilyn Manson in his prime, and it is nothing short of amazing.
Really?
Yes, it's the best book I've ever read in my life.
Wow.
I've read it multiple times, cover to cover. Like, I love it. He has this one whole section on like how to know you're a drug addict.
Well,
And
Just want to know what.
I don't need a whole book to tell you that.
and he said some of them are obviously like real, right? And then some of them are obviously like jokes. And then at the end, he says what he's guilty of, like numbers 1, 3, 7, 9, whatever. But one was I'll never forget. It was like when you look down at your credit cards and all of your 6s, 9s, 8s, and 0s are filled with a white powdery substance.
I like that.
But he says one of the other ones that he was guilty of is when you have pictures of you and Flavor Flav hanging out one night, and hanging out was like in parentheses.
Fair enough.
He even talked about in that book how him and DMX were like cool together. Like,
I can see that.
yeah, he's like there's something weird. He's like, you don't know it unless you're in that life. And he was like, but when you're a drug addict and you meet the eye of another drug addict, you just both know. And you know that you immediately have this little place to bond from. And he was a big Coke fan, and I was a big Coke fan, and we got along great.
Imagine that. Bringing down barriers.
Because, Manson's on DMX's second record.
Yes.
I do. And supposedly there's a remix to Manson's I Don't Like the Drugs, but the Drugs Like Me with the DMX verse on it, but nobody's ever heard it.
That's interesting.
Yep. So any books for you two?
I had Jada read Claymore, the series. I think she read all of it, but
What series was it?
Manga.
What?
Claymore.
Claymore.
Yeah. That's long. It was like 25 volumes. She just read all of it.
I think I would just like, when they get of age, like older, when they need to learn life lessons, the Daily Laws is great because I know it helped me, and it's a lot of things I wish I had known years ago. So I'm gonna pass that on to them early.
What is it called?
The Daily Laws, Robert Greene.
Okay.
Something like that.
Not the 42 Laws of Power.
No. 48.
48? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm familiar with
Laws
it.
of Power, yeah. The same author, though.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Next one, also from Esteban. In recent episodes, Pinkerton has dropped that he has dipped his toes into reading the new canon EU. Listening on Audible is just as valid. That really makes me happy because reading has really kept my love for Star Wars alive. For every disappointing episode or movie that other people experience, I have a 12 to 19 hour audiobook that really digs into and hooks into me and gives me the high other fans are looking for in live action. Before I get to my next question, if I can recommend something to Chris in the audience, I think it could be helpful for those looking for new content, medium, or just stuck on a lot of plane rides. The Alphabet Squadron trilogy is a great read. All new characters with only minor roles for Akbar, Hera, and Mothma. Mon Mothma. It starts off right after episode 6 and is just a fighter pilot story. But evolves into dealing with survivor's guilt, not being able to go back home. How do you live with blood on your hands? Who deserves to live? And the third book is full of politics and really explains what the shows have been trying to do with how the Empire is still everywhere because it was only one way of life for everyone. If you want other stuff, just hit me up. There's so much good out there. Now, during the dark times, there was a period with no Star Wars content at all. I was oblivious to this because in 99, I was around 10 and Star Wars has always been around. What got you guys into reading Star Wars books? What did you give? Why did you give it a chance, and why or when did you stop? Was there anything in those old books that was never finished, or a thread that was left unsolved? Do you have a moment that you will forever cherish? Reading is power. Have a great week, Esteban. So you're not really a Star Wars book reader.
I wouldn't say not really. I would say not at all.
Fair.
Bobby said I was in Red Coruscant Nights. This has been sitting there for like 4 years now.
That is true. And you didn't read much Star Wars.
I didn't read any Star Wars.
Okay, so
I read a lot, but not Star Wars.
So I'll take the reins on this. When the first book that came out was Timothy Zahn's Heir to the Empire, and that was the first piece of Star Wars media that had been released since Shadows of the Empire. And prior to Shadows of the Empire, it was the fucking Ewok movie, you know? So it was like, it was really like the first thing since Return of the Jedi that to like be taken seriously. And actually Shadows of the Empire was after it. So it was just the Ewok movie. It was the first thing since the Ewok movie. So it was really the first thing it was the first new Star Wars story since Return of the Jedi. So like everybody that was a Star Wars fan jumped at it, and it was cool. And it was good, and it was like took the characters, and then it just exploded, right? And then before you know it, there's books coming out every month, and it's hard. It's
too much to keep up with.
It's hard to read.
That was
them
one
all.
of the things. Like I got in, like I knew about it too late, and there was already like fucking 30 books out at the time. I'm like, I'm not starting this.
Right. So then the series that turned me off to it was the Yuuzhan Vong War. The Yuuzhan Vong War was like a fucking it was like. It was like 13 novels or some shit. It just went on and on and on. It felt like it was fucking Luke Skywalker versus Cobra Law. Like they were all these bug people and their ships were bugs, and it was fucking disgusting. The whole thing was gross. They killed Chewbacca in it, which I actually thought was fine. They killed Anakin Solo in it, which was actually more of a kick in the nuts, but at least it was some sacrifice, you know. The series after that is my favorite series ever since. I don't remember what it was called.
My favorite series, I don't remember the name to.
Well, it's just like the Yuuzhan Vong War. I don't know if that's actually what it was called. It might have been like Legacy of the Vong or some shit. I think it might have been called Legacy of the Force.
I don't have any. No, there's no legacy for me. No kids.
Right. But anyway, it was my favorite one, and it actually, to answer his other question, it also had my favorite moment in it, because basically Han and Leia had a set of twins, Jaina and Jason, and Jason turned to the dark side, right? And at the end of that series of books, the Republic had fallen into bureaucracy. There's a lot of things that are actually kind of consistent with what we got in the sequel trilogy. Like nothing was getting done. It was kind of just spinning its wheels. The same sort of bullshit was rising up through the ranks of the and Jason turned to the dark side, basically organized an army, the whole thing, and it brought the galaxy back together to like defeat him. And Jaina is the one that had to kill him. And when Jaina kills him, he basically says that he did it all because he had a Force vision and knew that it would take him doing that to bring the galaxy together again. And that's what I was kind of hoping they were going to do with Kylo and Rey in the movies, because I think there's poeticness in that, like there's beauty in that. And that
would have been a much better story.
Yeah, that's my favorite part of it. There was another there was this one, I think it was called Tatooine's Ghost. I might be confusing them, but Luke goes back to Tatooine with R2 and spends like his time there. But what he finds out is that R2 has been recording everything the entire time. So R2 basically plays him back the whole prequel trilogy. and he gets to like see what happened and shit, and like it's like he learns who he is and where he comes from.
Wow.
And that was like a cool book also. Those are the things that stood out. What would stop me from reading it, honestly, Esteban, is unfortunately the same things that have kept your love for it. It's the new stuff. When Disney took over, I jumped at. I read everything that came out. I read it, and it was all just meaningless fucking bullshit. Like it just spun its wheels for fucking 300 pages and didn't give you any real. And I'm sure they've gotten better, and I applaud you for sticking with it. Don't get me wrong, but the first couple that I read, there was one in particular. I don't know if it was one. They had a few, it was like Aftermath, and I don't know. There was a few of them. They would have like the story itself was awful. Right, but in between the story, there would be a chapter that wasn't about the story. It was just like a slice of life about how the world was at the time. Mm-hmm. And there's one, like I never forget, like the stories about these characters in an adventure and blah blah blah, same typical shit, right? But then the slice of life is just on Coruscant, has nothing to do with any of the characters in the book, completely independent, and it's just a guy that walks into like a pawn shop and is trying to sell a Crimson Guard helmet to the pawn shop guy because Imperial memorabilia has become so like sought after.
Like Nazi Imperial?
Yes. Yes, exactly. And it's like getting sold on the black market and shit. But like that's the type of shit that people are doing in this like post-imperial world. And there's just like those little slice of life things
interesting.
that I found cool.
Yeah.
But then the story itself was like bullshit. And there was another one where it was these two, one of the Disney ones, it was like a male and a female, and they both grew up on this planet, and the planet had the Empire and it had the rebels, and one becomes a TIE fighter pilot and the other one doesn't. And it's just like it's fine. There's a fine story, but at the end of it, nothing has changed about the Star Wars universe because they couldn't do anything. Mm-hmm. The best one that I read of the new ones, I can't even fucking remember the name of it, but it was about Leia. But basically it was like the best moment was there was a this is after Kylo had kind of gone rogue, and she was in a Senate meeting or something that was going to be attacked, and he sent a letter to her as a warning. And it just showed a little piece of his humanity was there. Like that book was pretty cool, but the rest of it was garbage. Not. But I'm glad that you're enjoying it, Esteban.
It's all trash, but happy for you. That's what he's saying.
So I don't know who this is from. It just says Gmail. Let me see here if it gives me any. Oh, it's from Caleb. Okay, so Caleb says, "What's up, bicycle helmet advocators? Greetings from the Adventureland bathroom at Disneyland. Yep, been a while and multitasking. So more bathroom-related questions, but encountered this several times today. When having to take a piss and the only option is the stall, do you lift the seat like a civilized human being, or do you just let it go, pissing to and fro like a goddamn animal, quietly whispering to, fuck the next guy?"
Judgmental.
I mean, depends on if there's already piss on the seat, right?
I don't think too highly of my fellow man, but I'm civil enough to lift the seat so the next person doesn't have to deal with it. So
I do it with my feet.
So I do it with my feet.
I kick it up, yeah.
Or I take a paper towel and lift it with the paper towel.
Always lift the seat. I don't know. It just
Yeah.
for me that's karma.
If there's
courtesy.
if there's already piss covered, I don't take that because then I have to definitely put piss on my shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a courtesy thing.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Minor inconvenience when it's just me. Maddening when I'm kid wrangling and we're already at a critical mass crowning, but have to go do a toilet. But had to do a toilet detox first. Bonus question: do you also blast your phone at max volume on speaker while using a public bathroom, or have the damn sense to not assault others' ears? I'm going to default to Evan on this one.
So what I like to do is I like to have full conversations on speaker as I hold the phone in front of me,
or on FaceTime.
Or on FaceTime, and I want everyone to hear it. And then when somebody comments, I get mad about it.
Let me ask you a question, because that does seem to have some cultural
significance. So, yeah, I see what you're
How do you think that happened?
I think we never really let go of Nextels.
Yes, the chirp.
If I have to be honest,
but the fucking thing is, I had that right. You don't have to do that. You can chirp with it, talking on it like a regular phone.
Nobody told us that, and we just
because I had it was great with the chirping thing. I thought it was
sounds like somebody else's problem.
Right. When it went away, like I thought it was great.
I just remember walking around and you'd hear.
Yeah. Well, so I didn't have a Nextel, but a number of my cohorts did, as you might imagine, and I was always taught, even though I didn't have one, that the proper etiquette is you chirp and wait to be chirped back. That way you don't, you just and then
Wait for the
and then wait for them to chirp.
That's probably if somebody's trying to reach you, like they got to, But no, to his question, I can't stand hearing people's conversations.
It is
I can't stand when
insane.
people are on the speaker or on FaceTime. So I'm like,
why do you think that anyone wants to hear that? It's just like once again, it's a courtesy thing. It's like
at
you
least
just
put the phone to
don't-
your ear.
Yeah, you just don't give a fuck.
Because I'm gonna start giving my input. I was like, no, you're wrong, ma'am. Clearly, he had,
I'll help him find the potatoes.
yes.
ear pods and
got
shit is
so
like
many options.
it's not too expensive nowadays. You can get fucking earbuds. I mean, I've seen people in public like talk out loud because I know they're on the earbuds, right? So like, yeah, that's not speakerphone. I don't hear the
not.
other end.
Yep. I had to do that the other day, and it was so embarrassing because I left my pods in my car, and I had to call my wife for something I was in the store. I turned the volume so far down, and I'm like this. I had to have her on FaceTime so she could show me something. I was like, so I was like, don't be a stereotype.
It's so funny, man.
It's courtesy. But I listened to the whole guided meditation on speaker while someone's taking a shit in the bathroom just like last month. I mean, like I've heard conversations there, but this guy was in the shitter and it was guided meditation going on. And I was just like,
Then he went on to say, "Happy trails from the happiest place on earth." And yes, I'm typing this out and making others wait. This is my time.
He does two courtesy posts and then proceeds.
Exactly. So yeah, Evan, thanks for coming out. Appreciate you.
I'll be in Mexico next week, so I'm happy.
Oh yeah,
oh hell yeah.
that's cool. What part?
What's the cartel part? No, it's I think Cancun. I'm gonna drive to Tulum, and it's for a wedding. So
Oh really?
yeah,
What do you think about destination weddings? It's a big ask.
it is. But if you have the right group of people, and you sometimes you just have
Who's
to
getting
know,
married?
yes.
Anybody I know?
Probably
Okay. I don't know why.
you might know them. That's what.
Okay.
Oh, you didn't get invited.
Well, no, but like, thank God, because here's my thing is that like, it is such a big ask. I would never have the audacity to be like, hey man, you know what you should do? Spend thousands of dollars and fly thousands of miles so I can have my special day.
For like a weekend or
So
whatever.
this actually works out because our anniversary is coming up, and we were looking for a trip. So this is going to be our anniversary trip.
Well, good for you
We're going to
guys.
get down there on the 13th. The wedding's not till like the 15th or 16th, so we get to kind of have our anniversary time.
Yeah.
It's a way to weed out people, though. It's just like you don't want people to feel bad about not getting invited, but you don't want them to come, so you just invite them to somewhere you know they can't go.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
I do like that.
Because I don't like. There's a chance. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I do know that. Huh. We'll talk. Okay. That works in a facility kind of adjacent to it.
Yes.
Yes. Somewhat surprised.
Really?
Yeah. Just with the demographics of it, I would have guessed a different route.
That's one of her biggest complaints. She says people think that all the time. It's not true at all.
would have been just would have been a if I gun to my head. I don't give a shit, but would have been.
It's funny because
Yeah.
she knows that people think that, but she's like, not even.
Well, it's a cultural. That's once again, that's culture. It's a culture thing.
Yep.
It's not a. You know what I mean? But culture and race get confused all the time.
I mean, there's crossovers, but it's not exactly
Correct.
the same thing.
Correct. Anyway, I just would never. I think I'm going to be invited to one here soon, and I think it is going to be expected that I go.
Oh, but you have like 5 tickets.
Well, I think that it's also expected that I'm going to find a babysitter.
Oh yeah,
I think that's assumed often too.
I mean-
With yours, it probably is as well.
I believe so. And I mean, like,
It's
so
a
she never said
weird
the kids.
social dichotomy.
Yeah, she never said the kids couldn't come. She loves our kids.
Mm.
But it's one of those things. We knew this was going to be our couple's vacation this year, so we're definitely getting a babysitter.
Well, you have a kid old enough to watch the other two nowadays.
Not for a fucking week.
Really?
Yeah, I think there's
Order the flies after day 3.
They eat each other.
yeah. So it's just like, it's just a strange. I think it's a very strange social thing for me.
I think it's wrong when you make people feel obligated.
I think an invitation comes with a certain level of obligation.
But then they feel bad if they don't invite you. Then.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm not
So
saying.
it's-
I'm not
so
saying.
I don't know what the right
I'm not
answer
saying they're
is.
not in a tough spot either.
Yeah.
I'm saying if you don't get your ass down to fucking Lake Kilimanjaro and do it there, and then fly your ass there for a fucking honeymoon, is what I'm saying.
That's true. Unless that location has significant meaning to
Go have a significant honeymoon
they. Okay,
and take your ass down to fucking Inner Harbor.
bring a wreath with you.
Anyway, thanks for coming out. Shout out to Dante on Facebook. Shout out to Phil on Twitter. Phil was going to try to come today, but he couldn't make it. On Twitter and our notes. Shout out to Chris Pickerton, who's on assignment, of course, and anybody else that participates in any measure, including Ricky Tiki Timber from time to time. And with that,
Flappy Labius.
Shicey Shaft, man.
tight dick player.